Hello, friends. It's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat. It's the citywide special. The Phillies win streak has finally snapped in Sacramento. However, the Phils are still the owner of the best record in the National League after defeating the Braves in the series opener on Tuesday. Bryce Harper takes a pitch to the elbow, but x-rays are negative. Should the Phillies try to kill someone on the Braves? The Eagles begin OTAs. New offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo speaks to the media. Ian LaPerriere is out as the Phantoms coach. However, he'll stay in the organization in an advisory role. All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
A little weird, not gonna lie. First pod over Zoom virtual, which is kind of funny if you think about it, since we started right after the pandemic and never did a virtual one. It only took us, a full year, 2 years later, 105 episodes later.
Yeah.
But pretty good, can't complain. Interesting looking at you guys now this way, but yeah, man, another rainy day. I feel like it was raining last time we had the pod, so we're back on track, being consistent that way.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a pod day if it didn't rain, right? And yeah, I guess the rain is probably kind of the reason why we're doing a virtual pod. I mean, I was just saying to Pat before we jumped on that I would have just drove to their house and we could have recorded. That's what I did last week, but whatever, we got to try this out at some point anyway. I'm wearing these glasses, and this other monitor is giving me a mean glare.
Yeah.
But then, I don't have my contacts in today, so if I take my glasses off, I can't really see anything. But yeah, I think this is probably the way to go. So yeah, if you see me squinting, like Daryl Morey said, you may have to squint. See a contender in the Sixers, I might have to squint. Okay, I can read that now. I might have to squint to read my notes. I should probably go pop my contacts in, but we're live, we're recording. But anyway, what else is going on?
Fresh off of Memorial Day weekend, so had a nice little trip down the shore, went to Delaware. Although I feel like this year compared to others, I know it usually rains anyway on Memorial Day weekend, or it's pretty cold, but the traffic wasn't bad going down there at all. Coming home was brutal. It took us 3.5 hours to get home, but
Jesus. There
was an accident on Route 1, so I think that probably caused it more than, the extra amount of people going down there ready for the summer. But it was great to be back down there. Anytime to get back down the shore is great. Did some crabbing, did a little stuff around the house, got Joe Garrity's gutters cleaned up and shit like that, but no beach. It's too windy and kind of nasty out. I don't enjoy sitting on the beach when the wind's blowing in your face like that all day, but it was good to be on a boat.
Fair enough. Yeah, y'all missed out on kickball. I guess you were probably stuck in traffic. Yeah, the bro team.
I know we left at 1:32, but again, we probably could have came to the end if we didn't get stuck in traffic. But it was just by the time I get home, it was like crash time.
Yeah, all good. It was a good time though. Trevor and I were on the bro team. It was Trevor. What are the team names? Bro team and
the bro team, and the one was like the Final Frontier or something like that.
Yeah, we made damn sure it was their final frontier. We smoked their asses.
Put them in the ground.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, they.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lana was even trying to help him. Lana was like, "Yeah, when you guys see a pop up, y'all should be calling for the out." Like they were just like no one was calling it.
The ball kept
going in front of them.
No fundamentals.
And someone had the nerve to say, "Yeah, we don't need your help." And I'm like, "Damn, clearly you do. We're beating y'all ass bad."
Damn.
But no, it was a good time. But then we had some good food after that. Shout out Angie brought the hot dogs. Lana brought some chicken salad. Callie made some brownies that were banging. I made potato salad that everyone seemed to enjoy. Someone brought those red chips. It was a good time. It was a good Memorial Day. It was nice and chill.
Oh yeah, it's always good to hear. It's good to start the summer off fresh with a good game of kickball. Little beach time, little nice. I mean, beautiful weather. It was great on Monday. Temple.
Yeah, Monday was great.
Yeah. I got the kickball over here, right? Apparently, people were saying it's starting to look kind of like oblong, like the other one.
Yeah, it's good.
It was that way. It was that way when well, for the record, I think I did overinflate it the first time, and it may have stretched.
Maybe
a little
that's
bit.
the secret.
Last time you were here, though, I deflated it a little bit.
I remember. I saw that.
And it looked fine, but maybe after kicking the shit out of it for a game or two, maybe it got a little bit more, misshapen or whatnot. I don't really know, man. They were like $5 on Amazon. Who knows?
Maybe that's why we got to get a high-end kickball, a bougie ball.
It's just official, man. Look at the thing. It's an official.
Oh, I know that. That's what we said.
Official.
Well, maybe the
They
league
just
needs to
can't
step up
handle.
their
They just
budget.
can't handle Doc's boot. That's all. They just can't handle us.
That is true. Trevor was booting it. You had two
I
dingers.
had two dingers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hit a lot
Were
of
you on
pop
a
outs,
field
but
field?
yeah, I got a couple dingers in there.
Nice. Oh yeah. I'm glad it was a successful day all around. Speaking of dingers, no dingers last night for the Phils. Only RBIs.
Unless you count
Yeah,
Harper getting cracked on the elbow.
yeah, that was
Oh man.
frightening.
Yo,
First
but
inning,
yeah, Spencer
right?
Strider.
Second
Yeah.
inning.
No, wait.
Oh,
Second. I wasn't watching the game. I just seen the highlights, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of the game. I think it was the first inning,
Oh, for real?
or maybe it was this. I don't know.
what does he hit? Fourth now or third? Third.
I know they shuffled the
Yeah.
lineup up a little bit, but
It was Stott. Yeah, because it was Stott, Turner, Harper. Then 2 outs, and
yeah,
then bang, Harper gets hit. They put Sosa at first. Then Schwarber goes up and he strikes out.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. So yeah, early on in the game, he only had like I
yeah,
don't
that
know
was yeah,
15
that had to be
pitches
the
in.
first inning.
The thing is, I know they interviewed him after the game, and he was like, obviously there was no ill intent and things like that. However, I mean, you look at his four seam fastballs throughout the whole entire outing of 80 some pitches that he had. Barely any went outside the strike zone. None of them went as far as they did when it hit Harper. So it's just a weird, he's had 4 games back already. He's not like he's a
Yeah,
spring chicken out here. I think that was totally intentional. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not really buying it.
Yeah,
I just
I
don't see what
mean,
the reasoning would be. Like, it's not even like I mean, going into that game, the Braves are 8.5 games behind us, so it's like it's not really much of a rivalry at the moment. So I don't even know how you could, you know, have that much venom going into this game where you would just like plunk a guy like that. It would seem kind of ridiculous to me. So I don't know. I don't think it's intentional. It's just whatever. I mean, good hitters are going to get hit a lot because they're going to try to pitch them inside. So I don't know.
I don't know. I could just do without Harper getting hit so much, right?
That
Like
would be nice. Yeah.
he got hit in the face, what, 3 years ago? He got hit in the thumb. He got hit in the elbow in spring training. It's like, damn, dude, like how many times are people going to hit him? It's like, yeah,
I
to
mean, he
your point.
also has
Go ahead.
he's also got the reaction of a sloth. Like he has the same. It's not really like when a pitch is coming at him, he doesn't really move out of the way. He just grinches up. So like all he has to do is take a step back or like twist a little bit
That is
more.
true. He
It's the
kind of
same
just curls up.
and that's why like to your point, the injuries that he's had, like it's the same exact thing every time. A thumb, an elbow, like because everything's just already here. He doesn't move. He just tenses up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 96 mile per hour fastball coming at you, you probably don't have a whole lot of time to react, but it's just back to what Trevor was saying. Good hitters are going to get hit because they try to pitch them inside. Like it's just a lot to have to deal with year after year where you see Bryce Harper getting drilled. I mean, the one injury like broke his finger. He was out for 2 months, and this was what, his right elbow? He had a surgically repaired one. He had Tommy John on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that was a couple
Mm-hmm.
seasons ago, so the like ligaments probably all healed up, but still, you don't really want to see.
Yeah.
No, I wish it was the days though still where the pitchers were hitting again, so they could have lit him up next time he went up to bat.
I mean, they should have lit someone up on the Braves. Maybe they do
That's
that.
what I was hoping for.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping they were going to play tonight, so we get to see it. But piss week continues. It's pissing out there right now, or I don't know if it's pissing. It's gray and cold. So yeah, they're not
Coming
playing
out
tonight.
pretty
They're
good.
playing a doubleheader. So yeah, I guess maybe we'll see tomorrow if they get some retaliation. Yeah, I was talking
hope
about
so.
this. I was talking about this earlier. Of all the Phillies pitchers, like starter, bullpen, who do you think would be the most likely to bean someone on the other team?
That's a good question.
Intentionally or no, like as
Into
a
like
revenge hit?
retaliatory.
Retribution.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to be honest, before he had his big suspension, I feel like Alvarado would have done that. He would have been our big bear to like light someone up like that. But
That's a good one.
now I don't like Kirkring. I don't think he has it in him to do that. Like he seems
No.
too nice. Romano doesn't even know where he's throwing the ball, so he'd probably try to hit someone and miss.
I think I kind of feel like it might like Strom.
Oh, that's a
Because
good
he
one.
seems he's kind of like an old school guy, just
Yeah,
because
I
we
didn't
look at the
consider
baseball
that.
cards, you know?
I can see that with the hair. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
even Ranger, I really thought he was going to hit someone, but he's like kind of nursing back as well. Like I don't know if he wanted any kind of ramifications that way, but I could see him hitting someone. I don't see Wheeler doing that. He's too. I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't want a pitch being, a bad pitch thrown on his count.
No,
Nola again.
Wheeler definitely wouldn't. Wheeler wouldn't want to risk a suspension. He's going for Cy Young this year. It's too
Yeah.
important to him to miss a game.
Yeah.
Nola's another one. It probably wouldn't be fast enough to really matter, so it would just
No,
bounce off someone. They wouldn't
Nola would
care.
never.
Walker, maybe.
Yo, he's my
But
pick.
I think Alvarado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Walker's my pick because listen, man, Walker is the ultimate team guy. Like by all indications, everyone on the team says, yeah, like Taijuan Walker is one of the nicest guys on the team.
Mhm.
Not being nice doesn't mean that he has to be nice to the other team. So he would want to have his boys back. I think I could see Walker just, hey, you hit Bryce, Acuna, man. I never liked you anyway. I played you when I was on the Mets. Now I'm playing with you on the Phillies. You're wearing this. Blow. So yeah, I could see Walker doing it. I mean, he has something to lose, but it's not Wheeler losing a Cy Young. Walker's gets suspended for a couple games. If he's coming out of the bullpen, he's like, who the hell cares? Like, it doesn't matter to me. Seems like Noel will be back soon, and that's where he's going back to. He doesn't care, dude. Walker's my pick.
No. Yeah, I feel like a bullpen guy is going to be your guy that would do the retaliatory pitch to hit somebody. But yeah, it's a shame that, again, it's great to have the DH in the NL, but that would have been a great moment right there. If okay, they hit Harper, but then you get a chance that there's a light up Strider, that'd have been sick.
That would have been hilarious. Did that used to happen when pitchers would bat? I feel like they would still go after another hitter.
Yeah, I feel like
I think they would go after like just the next guy. Like I don't think they really cared who was up next. It would just be like if they hit somebody, the next inning, like the bottom of the inning that would start, the pitcher would just go after whoever's up at the plate and just take him out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if Strider was set to bat the next inning, it could be him. But yeah, man, I hope there is some retaliation. What'd you say?
I hope they're fired up. I mean, it looks bad. I mean, I hope they're fired up at least tomorrow. I'll be at the later game, so hopefully they don't lose all their juices. Yeah, we were going to go tomorrow night anyway. Last time they had a doubleheader, they won the early game, lost the later game. So hopefully it's the reverse, or they just win both, and I'll take a nice little double dip that way. But yeah, I hope that they have some fire in their belly right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think they'll come out pretty hot and fired up and pissed off. But the hit looked pretty bad when it first happened. I'm not gonna lie. The way Harper reacted to be in that same position in the elbow was just not a great feeling to see. But yeah, everything came back negative. So
he's having flashbacks to the injury as soon as he gets hit on that elbow. Then he's kind of just like standing around, riding around on the ground a little bit. Glad it came back negative. In a way, right? The postponement kind of works out because who knows? Maybe he's needed the day off, let the elbow recover a little bit, ice it. Maybe he can play tomorrow.
Kind of sounded like he wasn't going to play today if they played. But
yeah, maybe tomorrow he can.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a good chance that he does.
Maybe for game 2 tomorrow, maybe not the first game. Maybe give him off the 1 o'clock game just to give him that extra little bit more time. Depending on how that game goes, I could see them. Although I don't know what notice you need to give on a doubleheader in terms of your roster that way, but I can't imagine his arm feeling great yesterday, having that injury before, having the flashbacks of what could happen if it was hurt, but then also just the nerve endings. That arm must have been ringing for a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, I bump my elbow like this sometimes. I'm like, damn, that hurts. That's not 96 miles per hour.
96 mile an hour fastball.
Jeez. But anyway, I hope there is retaliation. I hope the bench is clear. And I hope someone that just doesn't give a fuck. I don't know who it is on the Phillies. Someone just all right, man, we're squaring up. It'd be funny if Arcia was still on the Braves.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Could you imagine the bench is clear? Harper goes looking for him. He's like, I've been looking to fight your ass for a year and a half. Let's go, baby. That would be hilarious.
Did
That
they
probably
just
won't
ship
happen
him
though.
to Colorado?
He would
They
get paid.
Yeah, they designated him for assignment, so he was free for any team to pick up, and the Rockies took him. Which, I mean, have fun there.
Brutal.
The Rockies
That's
are
like
ass,
fucking.
dude.
That's like baseball purgatory right there. I mean, that's ass. That sucks.
Yeah, that's not even purgatory. At least purgatory, you're in between heaven and hell. You're in baseball hell there. Jesus Christ.
Right.
But yeah, he can
Especially
show.
going from like, the Braves aren't terrible. You're going from a perennial playoff team, potentially contender for top team in the NL East without injuries, obviously. The last couple of years sucked for them that way, but that is a complete career pivot right there to go from the NL East to just the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, homie will be out of Major League Baseball in 3 years. In 3 years. Well, let me call it a year. He'll be out of Major League Baseball in a year. He ain't gonna do shit there on a butt ass team like that. He'll get DFA'd there, and then it's like, oh, you're playing in Korea or somewhere. Which maybe he's the Charlie Manuel of this generation. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? Charlie Manuel played in
He
Japan.
played in Japan.
Okay,
Aaron Altair played in
yeah,
Korea.
maybe he joins Aaron Altair on some
You
Korean
remember
team.
during COVID when like the first sport that came back was Korean baseball?
Yeah, I remember
There was
watching
on
Aaron Altair
ESPN.
was raking.
Yeah. That
That
guy.
was a good time. Yo, did we talk about this? You remember pandemic baseball when double headers? Did we talk about this a few weeks ago? This has
I
been
don't
on my
know.
mind. When double headers
I
were
don't know.
7 innings during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Hmm.
That was a whack, dude. So yeah, they would play double headers, and for whatever reason, the game would do 7 innings instead of 9.
Yeah, like
I
Little
guess
League games.
to reduce the exposure. That was
It
stupid.
made no sense, really.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest
Oh.
things. I'll go to the grave with this though. The ghost runner in extra innings, that was a pandemic thing that they implemented. I hate that.
Yeah, it sucks that like you never have any of those like
Yeah.
crazy like 18 inning games.
The Wilson Valdez game.
Yeah, like you never see stuff like that anymore, which kind of sucks.
Or I was watching that Phillies account, not the Phillies account, the Instagram account, Phillies highlights. I was scrolling through that the other day. They had the Mitch Williams RBI at like 4:40 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Remember that from like 93? It's
Yeah.
like, damn, dude. Like, imagine. I was thinking, I mean, 93, I was 3 years old, 4 years old, but I was thinking, imagine you like went to that game and you got done the game, you were all hype and you wanted to go out to a bar and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh, the birds are chirping. I guess I got to go home and go to bed. That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know. You go to I mean, you wait like an hour or so, you can go to Ray's.
That's true. Or Michael's Place, Milk
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, there are plenty of establishments
A few
around back
places.
then. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
What
know
was
if
the other?
there's no like 24-hour bars in Philly. They don't have those, right? That's just like
It's definitely not legally.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing because when I was in Atlantic City, that's a thing there.
What?
Because in
Where?
Atlantic City,
The Irish pub?
the Irish pub is 24 hours.
It is?
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
there was
talking
like
about,
another
baby.
bar we went to that was also like a 24-hour bar. I guess because
Oh,
like
shit.
The
because of the
King's
laws with
Tavern?
because I guess because the casinos have to be allowed, so that means like everyone in that
Vicinity.
area gets the same rules, I guess.
That's wild.
But,
Damn, so
yeah.
you mean to tell me when we were down AC last year for Lewis's bachelor party, we could have gotten up at like 5 a.m. Well, I guess we were still up at 5 a.m. We could have gotten up at like 8 a.m. and gone to the Irish pub.
Yeah, dude, it's 24
Damn, you
hours.
could have got an Irish breakfast.
They
Missed
never
opportunity.
close.
Next
That was,
time.
well, guess we got to run it back.
Yeah,
Get some Guinness in the morning. That have felt good. We
Yeah,
were feeling pretty bad after that.
Oh, whew. Yeah, I didn't even wake up till like, oh God. It's like my parents might be listening to this. So yeah, but whatever. Moving on. Yeah, but the Phillies, a 6-1 road trip.
I'll
yeah.
take it. I mean,
That's dope.
we touched on that, I think, last week, right? When you play shitty teams, you're supposed to do what they did, and they came away with almost, 2 sweeps, which one game away from that, I'll take it. And come home, still hot against the Braves with or without Harper. But yeah, the road the road wins were great. They beat up on the bad teams. No one got seriously injured. We had pretty good stats along the board as well. The pitching looked decent. The bats came alive. Trey Turner looked really good in that whole stretch, and I felt like I ringed him out the last couple episodes. So I'm glad to see he's finally turning around here.
Yeah, a lot of the boys are starting to turn around. Bohm, he's been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's up to like a 273 batting average. He was batting like 150 at one point.
Yep.
He's been doing good. Jordan Romano, I talked about, I guess, a couple weeks ago. He had the one hiccup in Oakland, Sacramento, excuse me. And apparently the mound in Sacramento was ass.
Oh, yeah,
Zach
I remember
Wheeler was
Wheeler talking about
the whole
that.
game.
I
guess that's not that
Is it
surprising.
lower than others?
There's just not much give. Like usually the
Right.
mound, like the dirt's soft, so like as a pitcher, you can kind of like make a divot where you land, and that gives you a little give when you're throwing. But Wheeler didn't have that, so he couldn't really throw his breaking balls as effectively. He was just throwing all fastballs. But like Romano relies on that slider a lot, and yeah, if for whatever reason you can't land correct, I guess you can't throw the slider as effectively.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Romano's been doing good.
Kerkering's been pretty good lately, too.
Yeah, Kerkering. Yeah, I mean, just as a team, they've been playing good ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's
good small ball, too. A lot of good getting guys around the base, getting guys on base, hitting them in. Not too many home runs here and there, but it's just been good to see the bats come alive here. If people had a funk or whatever, you play shitty teams, you bat out of it, you pitch out of it. Good to see the bullpen get more consistent. Good to see the bats get more comfortable. And you come home against a decent team, a great pitcher in Strider, and you continue that streak, albeit very close, but I'll take it. That's a game that I could have seen them losing 9 times out of 10, typically when they come home from having a good away stand. You get home, you get fat and lazy, and you give up a little like 3-2 loss to the Braves, in the bottom of the, top of the ninth or whatever. But it was good to see them, keep this train rolling here.
Yeah, that is a classic. Yeah, you got back off a long road trip and you're due for a letdown game. And especially when Harper goes out early in the game, like you can respond one of two ways. Ranger was dealing. But yeah, I mean, back to what you were saying about how they're playing right now. In the last 30 days, I had to put my glasses on so I could read the notes. I wasn't going to be able to read them without them. The last 30 days, they're 5th in Major League Baseball in runs scored, 7th in home runs, 3rd in average, 5th in OBP, slug, and OPS. That's just the offense, right? But I mean, that paints a picture of what they're doing with the bats. Then pitching, they're 8th in ERA, which is kind of high to me, but that includes that Nola clunker that I was complaining about. They're 7th in WHIP, 7th in average, and 7th in total runs allowed. So they're essentially a top 5 offense and around a top 5 pitching staff / defense for last month, which is pretty impressive, right? Like that includes some Nola clunkers. That includes the early stages of that where they were still kind of just So, I mean, they've been playing elite ball, albeit some of it against shitty teams, for a month now.
Mm-hmm. Then you look at Ranger, too. I mean, Ranger, despite that one hiccup in his first or second, game back from injury or coming out of the pen or whatever, he's been lights out. He's back to damn near his normal self, 100-some pitches last night, 8 or 9 strikeouts. He's been looking on fire as well, so it's good to have him back. It's a shame that Nola kind of has that clunker and getting his shit right to get him back up here, but you have to believe once Nola gets back in here, we're kind of back to the discussion that we had at the beginning of last season for the first, I feel like 50, 60 games where we had the best, best pitchers in all of baseball just about, when Wheeler was firing off and Nola was killing it. Ranger was up there too. You're talking about potential Cy Young award too before everything, went to shit and all that. But it's exciting. They have to believe we're going to bring in another piece too in free agency, whether that's for the bullpen or whatnot, to kind of bolster that up now that Alvarado is out, and definitely going to need someone in there for the playoffs unless you bring someone up. But yeah, they're in a good spot. They successful road trip against bad teams, did what you're supposed to do, come home, start off with a nice win. Everything seems to be going in the right direction, despite the Harper knock. But even that went well, right? No major injury. Team's relatively doing okay.
Yeah, I think the bullpen's still kind of shaky. To your point, they do need to pick someone up. if they can shore the bullpen up, I'll feel a lot better about it.
Yeah, hopefully they pick up, the deadline will pick up another guy. At least it looks like a lot of the rest of the bullpen is coming around, so the situation isn't as dire, which is nice because they figured you kind of had to like weather the storm here until close to the deadline. So like, a couple weeks ago it was looking pretty fucking bad because Kirkering was not doing well. A couple of
Yeah.
guys not doing that well. But yeah, now it looks like they can kind of squeak by until they can pick someone else up.
So I guess we'll need some teams to fall out of contention. Like there's still a lot of teams in contention yet. But yeah, as the season goes on, some of these teams will fall out. And then that's when they'll be ready to wheel and deal.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read my notes. Damn, is there anything else on the Phillies? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I couldn't put my contacts in yesterday. My eye was all jacked up, and it wasn't feeling too good today either.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, yeah, I don't see any. Y'all got anything else on the Phillies?
Nothing really for right now. We'll see how this Braves thing shakes out. I know there's been some chirp about potential trade options with us, and we're tied to the Orioles again for a lot of people. Nick Mullins, I think potentially their center fielder has gained some traction with
Cedric
the trade
Mullins.
Talk. I think Cedric Mullins. I mean,
he's a good player. I would like that. And the Phillies need a black guy. I shouldn't say a black guy on the team. They got a couple of guys on the team, but like he's got that swag, dude. I like him a lot, Cedric Mullins. Yeah. He's an all-star last year, I think.
The more the merrier. I think they wanted to try to get him last year before the trade deadline. It didn't work out, but there's some chirps about picking up him. I obviously don't want to give up too much, but I think he's on the list. They have either a bullpen pitcher or their one hot closer as well, linked to potential the Phillies, one or the other. I doubt both will come here, but it's exciting news.
Well, the Orioles had that guy, Sir Anthony Dominguez. Maybe they can pick him up.
He's still with them?
I think he is.
Nah, I don't want to bring him back, dude. Nah, they do have that closer. No. I forgot what homie's name is, though.
Whoever it is. So my thinking is it'll be one or the other, right? We won't get Cedric or him. It'll be one or the other. But that's what I saw today on this one, like Philly pod or Philly, thing I follow. But we'll see how they shake out the rest of this Braves series. I feel like they have a pretty decent schedule coming up, right? You got the Brewers after the Braves, home again, but then you go away to Toronto, which they're a decent team. Nothing too crazy there, but just the travel distance. I know it's not too far to Toronto, but still, it's not like you're going to Colorado again and then, the A's and playing complete dumpster fire organizations. So we're seeing cousin Jeff up there, so I'm sure he'll want to give him some hell at one point.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jordan Romano Revenge Series.
True.
Also, I feel like the Phillies historically don't play well in Toronto.
Yeah. I was just looking up Sir Anthony's stats for the year. He's got a negative 0.3 WAR.
Oh, God.
5.68 ERA.
And how many innings pitched?
And let's see, 19. Which is fine, I guess, but
I mean, for a reliever, that's not nothing, though.
Yeah, so maybe we don't really need him.
No, don't bring his ass back. He's cooked. Where's the other guy we traded to them, Gregory Soto? He's there yet?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He was.
I remember being excited when we got him,
but he was ass.
Just did not. Yeah, he's still with Baltimore too. I don't know if he's doing any better this year.
I mean, he's a lefty power arm, but don't bring him back. He was butt.
Yeah, he's been a little better, but not much.
All right, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a reason the Orioles are so bad, right?
He's not solving the Phillies bullpen problems, put it that way.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. What's next? It's like unless you got more Philly stuff.
No, I got nothing on the Phils.
Yeah, not really.
I guess the only other kind of pertinent news, the Flyers got rid of Ian LaPerriere and brought him back. That's a very Flyers move. Yeah, you can become an advisor. I don't want to talk about that. We can talk some birds though.
Yeah,
OTAs, all-season training activities. I think that's what that stands for, right?
Yep.
Is it? I actually never knew.
Well,
I've actually
Wait,
never
what'd you say?
bothered to know what that.
Off-season training
Oh,
activities.
I thought you said offense. I'm like, defense is there too today. Hold up. It could be
Oh,
off-season. I mean, that sounds good to me, man. I say we ship it. I say you lock it
What
in. Final
does
answer.
Trey.
OTA mean in football? Organized team activities. Oh, I
Uh,
was way off.
that
Okay.
could be all kinds of
Obese,
things, though. That could
obese
be like
swimming activities.
that could be like we're taking the team out to Dave and Buster's for
Yeah, team
morale team
bonding.
building
Yeah.
Yeah.
activities.
Oversized titty attraction.
I mean, I'm sure football players all like a
Potentially, I'm
big.
not saying that's what the Eagles are doing. I'm just saying this a potential OTA. It is that
Yeah.
acronym works. I'm just saying.
I mean, football players probably all like a big titty. Um,
Some of them got some big titties. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I guess they probably do. Jordan Davis. It's like no disrespect, no disrespect, but nah. You think Nick Sirianni likes a big titty? He definitely does.
Sure.
Yeah, he
I
definitely
don't
does.
know. I'm not getting into that, but good to
Why
see the
not?
Bears back in action. Because I feel
Yeah,
like,
so anyway, OTAs.
yeah, he's back in action. I saw they had the new Super Bowl kind of banner thing up in the
Yeah,
NovaCare complex with both images of the the whatever the color scheme was for the 2017 championship, and then the 50 whatever the hell we were at last year. So good to see it up there for the guys to practice around, but just good to see guys back in pads running around.
yeah. I mean, we won't get actual football. I guess in 99 days we will. Yesterday was 100 days till the first
Mm-hmm.
regular season game. So yeah, which it really isn't that far. That's 3 months.
Yeah.
They fly
I mean,
by.
when you go all the way to a Super Bowl, that's not a long off season. So
Yeah, like I was thinking about that the other day, yesterday actually. It was just like, damn, already only 3 months. I'm not complaining about it. It's like that seems so soon. Like think
No,
about
I
it.
mean, well, 100 days, we just hit, Mr. Big Shot's 100 days just a couple weeks ago. So it does fly. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, yeah, and we had a lot of fun winning the Super Bowl, talking tush push, going to the parade, um, talking about the White House, whatever. I wasn't going to talk about the White House anyway. But yeah, like it's crazy to think that the regular season's so soon, and it's still feels far away too at the same time, right? Like they aren't like hitting. It's just them like in like I don't even know if they're in that many pads. It's probably just shorts and whatnot.
Maybe just jerseys, I guess, to throw
yeah,
me off
probably
that
not
way.
like
Just
full
Yeah,
fly
pads
around,
yet.
probably.
but yeah, even that,
That
it's
is
just
funny.
like they're getting there. And then it's also like, damn, I'm thinking who's going to pop off, right? Like this is usually when you start to get an idea of like, okay, this guy's going to be good, or okay, this guy's kind of a scrub. Who do y'all want to see pop off?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Uh, I think, I mean, I think it's going to be, to be honest with you, one of these young defensive players here.
Hmm.
Obviously, I have two guys, right? I think that my gut is obviously going to say um, Jahad Campbell. I think what they're doing with him right now, coming off an injury, is sort of reminiscent to, when we had Cooper DeJean in OTAs, right? He was there, or was there, didn't participate, or wasn't there, so he didn't participate. Didn't really get a lot of training camp touches either, and they kind of nursed him back a lot. Had a couple here and there rotational spots throughout the beginning of the season, and then he really just started popping off and taking off throughout the season and into the playoffs and obviously the Super Bowl. I can see that same MO. I mean, I feel like they have that same build here, right? They have a lot of other rotational guys for that defense that they don't necessarily need him to jump in right away. I think the sooner the better because it's kind of the more banged up positional group on the defense with Nakobe Dean being hurt and shit like that. But the way Vic Fangio's defense runs, I don't think you're going to miss him too much. But I can see that being that sort of blueprint that they put out for Cooper DeJean. The one I'm really excited about to see pop off is that young kid from Virginia Tech. I think that he's going to have sort of a
The line,
Murrow Odom.
the
He's a
lineman.
lineman. Mm-hmm. I think he's kind of an exciting piece to pop off unexpectedly. That could be a nice thing. I'm talking like 3 or 4 sacks this season in meaningful moments, just based off of the rotational value, the usefulness that we have, and the speed off the line. I think it'd be pretty exciting.
What's his name? Is that Halls Ryland or something?
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
I
like a
think
three.
that's
I
him,
tried to look
right?
it up right before, but it was tough to do it while you asked because I didn't want it to be too quiet. But I'll look it up real quick. You give me some people or Trevor or whatnot.
Yeah, so I got a couple. Typically like OTAs, right? Since they aren't wearing, the pads, and they aren't hitting, it's kind of hard to evaluate, what I'm saying, like certain positions. Like you can't really get a
Mm-hmm.
good evaluation of like linemen, right? Because the pads make such a big difference when you're like pushing against another guy or shoving against another guy. Like you can't really get a great indication really of running backs either, right? Because all of what a running back is they got to be able to sustain a hit, move on to the next one. You're not getting that in training or OTAs. Whereas like you do see that in like training camp and obviously preseason games and whatnot. But where my head's at is I think secondary and receiver, this is their time to shine.
Mm.
So I'm with Drew Makuba, the
Yeah,
safety.
I'm curious to see how he works
Oh
out.
Oh,
yeah,
you're gonna make me put glasses on. What's that say? Oh, Powell Ryland. Yeah, Antoine Powell Ryland. That's his
yeah,
name. Yeah,
yeah. The safety guy definitely with the backfill for CJ. I mean that's a big. Not that
it's a
he's
huge
like
need. Yeah.
right, not that he's a Hall of Fame kind of name to throw around, but he is a. You hear that name, it is an impact player, especially when he plays with the Eagles. Every year we had him, the guy balled out and filled the need that we needed right there, right? So yeah, I think that's a great selection right there.
Yeah, it's an important position. It's a position that he can make an impact right away. And it's one where in OTAs, yeah, I mean, you still need whether you can read a defense or read an offense and read routes and understand concepts or not isn't dependent on whether you're in pads or not. It's just your football IQ and just your drive, right? So I think
Hmm.
if he can look good, then I'll feel pretty excited about the safety position. Feel a lot better about us drafting him, even though I think he's kind of small. And then the other one, Kyle McCord, dude. Let's see the local kid come out
Yeah,
and
yeah.
impress in OTAs. He's got a chance to be the new Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee's graduated to where everyone knows what he is. He's our backup, but certainly has starting upside.
The
Let's say
Mormon
he's
Missile.
gone in the next year or two. Can Kyle
Hmm.
McCord be the new Tanner McKee that everyone gets hype about? I think
And
he has the skill set. They seem pretty high on him, so let's see what he can do.
quarterback factory, man.
Yeah, keep churning him out. Let's go. Trevor, who you got?
That
Uh, I don't know if I really have too much to add. I mean, I was gonna say Makuba was the guy I was like most curious about, just because like there's a lot of question marks about like the size and all this stuff. But um, yeah, other than that, nobody in particular really comes to mind. You wanted to see
Yeah,
what it's like when we
only
actually get in training camp.
only other person I have if I had a 1A 1B right. Um, I think my 1A is probably that Powell Ryland guy, just depending on how they utilize him. I think my 1B again Jihad. I think he's just like a expected, not really. It's going to surprise me. I think that's kind of
yeah.
what they're going to do with him, like Cooper DeJean. The other guy that could surprise a lot of people and I think could really have a really big year is Aziz Ojulari, who we picked up from the Giants on a one
That's
year
a good
deal.
one. I have forgot about him.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about him too.
Last year, I did too until I think someone shared something I saw online this week, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot. Like that was such an early free agency pickup that I didn't even think about it. But coming off of a 6.5 sack season, right? They used him a lot in dropping in coverage, stopping the run game. He didn't really rush the quarterback a lot. And some of those sacks came at kind of like bullshit moments anyway, so it wasn't like a big deal. But his rookie year, he had 8.5 sacks when he was a true just kind of hand in the ground, sort of what they used Nolan Smith for last year, who had a great season. I could see him kind of having that spark that we do with these guys that Howie finds where they're underutilized. You give them a guy like Vic Fangio now to say, listen, I don't want you to cover a tight end. I don't want you to do runs. We have enough guys in rotation here. When you're on the field, you're just getting the quarterback. I could see him having a very good year where he probably hits the same mark of sacks he had last year, or maybe increases that load this season. But I think he's a guy to keep an eye out as well.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I guess we'll see how he pops off. But yeah, to your point, he's had good seasons before. He was underutilized, misutilized in New York, which what else is new? I mean, look at Saquon, look at Mekhi Becton, right? So maybe this is his homecoming where he actually figures it out and has a decent career.
Definitely. And a saving grace, right? I mean, you figure probably half those games they were checked out anyway. If he was still with that team this year, they get the hardest schedule in the NFL by week 4. I don't see anybody really having especially on defense. It's one thing on offense, you can kind of, throw the ball to midweek neighbors or have a little toss up here, get a last minute touchdown, but it's difficult to stat pad on a shitty team on defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot how hard their schedule is. Yo, they might legit only win 1 or 2 games all season. They might not win any.
This is
They're
Brian
really
Dowd
bad,
throwing
dude.
that resume around.
I think over under week 8, is he employed or not? I'm going to take the under. He's gone well before then.
Let me see the early parts of their schedule here.
Dude, their schedule's hard the whole season.
Goddamn, even their starting slate. I don't see them. I can't see how they win a game. Maybe the Raiders by December 27th.
So they might win a game one of the last weeks of the season.
Yeah. They fire their head coach, they get a new guy in there, they get all energized, and they go beat the Raiders. Woo! But you're talking 72-year-old Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, who's right behind him at 55. So I don't think that's a huge win. I think.
Yeah, they
might get skunked.
Well, I mean, that'll be hilarious. Whatever, we'll see.
We shall see. But
other news. Go ahead.
No. You go. Mine was irrelevant.
I was going to say Kevin Patullo, the new OC, he spoke. Did you all see this?
I didn't see any. No.
Yeah, he didn't really say.
Briefly.
He didn't say a whole lot. I was kind of like, when he was speaking, I was following it on Twitter, just seeing people saying what he was talking about. He did say that the offense won't really look that different. He said it's going to look like the Eagles' offense.
Sounds good to me.
Which
sounds fucking fine.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? But then he also had some platitudes about putting the players in the best position to succeed. I've mostly been in the quarterback or receiver room. I'm excited to see the whole offense and how it can help the running game and It wasn't really anything like super noteworthy, other than the fact that some people have been hypothesizing, the offense is going to change. They're going to be more pass heavy, this, that, and the other thing. And they might still be. But conceptually, I don't think a whole lot's going to change.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Sirianni's been around enough, Eagles offensive coordinators and the fans, to know that, you might want to be pass happy. I get that. But you don't sign Saquon Barkley for an extension 1 year into his deal if you're not going to utilize him like we did last year. Maybe not to an extent of a 2,000-yard rusher again, but who knows?
Quadzilla
now, so.
Yeah.
You got a few pairs of quads,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did have a nice accolade for Saquon. He goes, he showed up, honestly, like he didn't skip a beat at all since the Super Bowl. Looked the same explosiveness, same, hunger to work and all that. So that's good to see. And I feel like that's something that is the only thing I was concerned about, right? We had that big loss to KC, which we could have won 2 years ago. And that was kind of driving this young team of, here's what we're going to do. We want to go back and we want to win the Super Bowl. And that was their drive. This is the first time that we're seeing a team, even the 2017 team kind of got blew up a little bit with injuries and just people leaving, that it wasn't the same the next season. You look back at that Alshon Jeffrey missing that catch, and that was a ring of luck there to get the double doink and then whatever. But I think that this is going to be a real test of, we have the same core, same unit. First time having a same defensive coordinator since the last couple of transitions in here and there from the 2018 Super Bowl or 2020, whatever it was we played KC. So as long as they have the same mindset, they're all hungry. They're putting the parade and everything back in the purview. They all had a great time celebrating. We can enjoy the banners and all that, but I'm happy to hear those, right? I don't care about, oh, we're going to throw or run the ball. As long as the players themselves are back with a mental reset, I'm good. I feel good about that.
Yeah, I mean, all indications are kind of pointing to that. Like AJ Brown was saying when he spoke a couple weeks ago that, yeah, the celebration was nice, but he didn't feel like it lasted very long before he wanted to get back to work. Right. So, yeah, he's got that mentality. Obviously hurts. It keeps the main thing the main thing. The main thing's winning. Right. So, yeah, that's
I wonder
probably
what
where
about his mental
at.
state.
That's a good point. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it just goes back to what I was saying to start this conversation, right? It's like 99 days now. It was 100 yesterday. It feels so like far away and also so close at the same time. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of my summer. We got the NBA draft, the NHL draft. We got a great looking Philly season unfolding. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that, but I'm also kind of ready for September football.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Speaking of enjoying summer, I know this is quite the pivot here from the NFL, but I just happened to catch this, man. Sabrina, whatever, your one girl on the Lady Liberty,
Ionescu? What happened with her?
Yeah, she tore it up the other day. I saw all them three. What she have, 5 or 6 threes in a row or something like that?
Oh, she's a baller, dude. Yeah. Yeah, my Liberty are what are they, 4-0? 4-0 or 5-0. My Liberty are undefeated. So, yeah, I'm excited for an awesome WNBA season. There's some good looking teams right now. Like I was watching WNBA. Butchie. Butchie's return to the
Here
pod.
we go.
Damn, Butchie, I was over there the other day. Baby. You ran, dude. Butchie. She doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, now my Liberty been killing it. They beat the Fever. They beat Caitlin Clark in the Fever on Sunday. That was an exciting game too. Saturday. It was a good ass game. We didn't even know.
Injured? Did she get?
She strained her quad in that game. She's out for like 2 weeks.
Okay, so it's not like crazy serious, but
that's like 5 games, which over a 40-game season, that's how short the season is. It's 40 games.
Yep.
Like those 5 games can make a big difference. She was never going to win MVP.
Finally took her out.
I'm just kidding.
Finally got her.
Shout out to the Liberty, but we didn't talk about this yet. The game we watched, or the end of the game we watched last week when we got done recording that Pacers next game.
Shit,
shit, that was crazy.
That was bonkers.
Was that game 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that set the tone for this whole series because it has been. I mean, honestly, some of the best basketball. It's been amazing to see. I mean, that game was nuts with the bounce, but honestly, just the back and forth has been really fun to watch with this series.
Yeah, it was that game, right? Like when we got done recording the pod, I remember you had just gone upstairs and you were saying, yeah, the Pacers are down 14 with 3 minutes left. And I remember saying to you, oh, yeah, it's over. They're not going to win this. Then we get upstairs and they're down like 7 points with like a minute and change left. And then what do you call it? Neesmith? He just starts going off, knocking down 3 after 3.
Yeah, he couldn't miss. That was nuts.
That was bonkers, dude. And then Halliburton hits the 20 what year is this? 2025 version of the Kawhi shot. That was
almost, but it's just to tie it. Yeah, that was. Oh my god, that was. I never saw a ball bounce so high off the rim before, though.
I'm pretty sure it probably bounced like 8 feet in the air off the rim.
I was seeing the Larry David reacting to it.
Yeah, you spotted it when we were watching the game. You said you seen him in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go Pacers. I think probably most people watching, listening to this probably agree with us.
Yeah.
We don't like the Knicks. Jalen Brunson's awful, dude. He's a good player. Just watching him's awful. It's an awful viewing experience. I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I agree, though it's also like, that's exactly what like everyone else says about Embiid. So it's like, every team can have someone like that.
No, but at least Embiid has fun, though. Brunson just looks, I can't stand looking at his face. He just looks so angry and upset all the time.
No.
And Embiid at least impacts the game defensively. Brunson's a terrible defender who
he's been getting
is always flopping,
picked on defensively for sure.
trying to take charges when no one's actually like committing an offensive foul on him. Yeah, I get it. Like offensively, he does grift, kind of like Harden does or like Embiid does, but it's less appealing watching him do it. He's always looking at the ref, always like lobbying for this, lobbying for that. It's dog, just shut up and play basketball, man. Like you're gonna get your fair share of calls, and he got a bunch last night. But whenever he didn't get one, he's looking at the ref every time. Just nah, man.
I mean, Rick,
play ball.
Listen, if the Pacers find a way to finally seal the deal, I mean, you figure desperation mode tomorrow night. Knicks are at home. Could see them squeezing it out, not squeezing it out.
Oh, here we go. That's your version of the podcast penis.
I think that they go back to Indiana. They probably end it. I can see the Pacers winning it tomorrow night in New York. But if there's any coach that's going to take this team to beat OKC as a juggernaut, it's going to be Rick Carlisle. I mean, you look back at him with Dirk taking on the Miami Heat Big Three. You got kind of OKC with a little nucleus of that with, MVP and SGA. You got who the hell is that tall? Chet Holmgren.
Yeah,
so
Jalen Williams.
Yeah. It would be funny if the Pacers could do this little run here and continue it, especially the way they've been playing on the road. Halliburton, I think in the playoffs is 4 for 4 when he shoots a shot for a tie or a buzzer beater win. I mean, they have a very weird thing. What is it? 1 in 970 when you're down by 14 with 2.5 minutes left.
I think it's even crazier than that. It was it's just absurd, whatever the number was.
Rick Carlisle has a way of every couple of years having this kind of line up, but that's I'm into it. I'm all Pacers right now in this playoff run. They're my team, and I'm happy to watch them. Yeah,
they're kind of giving Team of Destiny type vibes, right?
Yeah.
Where
of the teams remaining, I think that's got to be the one. I'd like to see.
Yeah, I would like to see OKC win it just so that a tanking team wins something and people finally realize that tanking does work.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I don't want to see them win.
No,
this is what could have been.
Nah, man. I'd be okay with it.
Could run. That's some bullshit right there.
The Indiana's still more my team though at this point.
They just
standing on the shore, right? They're the number 1 seed.
Well, here's the deal, right? Here's why OKC. It would prove to the NBA that had they never forced Hinkie out, that could have been us. It's not anything we did. It's everything we did after they forced Hinkie out. But if they had never forced Hinkie out, that could be us.
They're already saying that shit. I don't need to see them win. They already got the MVP, whatever. Okay, fine. But I don't see the Timberwolves.
They're just not I also just find the Thunder to not be a very aesthetically pleasing team. I don't really enjoy watching them that much. I don't SGA is really good, but I'm talking about grifting. Good Lord.
He grifts a little bit, but he's also really skilled.
Yeah.
I
guess every team's got a guy like that now. It's just
Brunson grifts, but Brunson, Harden grifted, but Harden's super talented. Embiid grifts, but Embiid can do things that no one else at 7'2", 300 pounds can do. Brunson just grifts, and it's just because he's little and undersized, and he doesn't have any other moves in his bag, right? It's a little different. I find OKC's defense to be fascinating. Just that team's so versatile defensively. Chet Holmgren can shoot threes and can also just contest shots at the rim. I do hate Isaiah Hartenstein.
I was just going to say, that's part of it.
That little push shot floater. I'll have nightmares of that for years.
Exactly.
It killed us.
I don't need to see any more of that guy.
But nah, man, SGA deserves it. They're a fun team to watch. But yeah, Minnesota's not going to win that series.
I just feel like OKC has the aura of they will be back in this moment, right? They're built for probably another run or two here and there. I don't know if the Pacers have. They're just kind of doing some shit that's kind of fun to watch right now. I don't get that same excitement when I see OKC beating up on the Timberwolves because not for nothing, the Timberwolves kind of do this every playoffs the last couple of years where they have wins where you're like, holy shit, put up 100 and some points, blowing out teams by 40 points. The next day they lose by 15. Like there's no consistency there. I don't know if that's immaturity or roster rotation or what, but I have more fun watching the Pacers win than I do a team that's kind of stacked right now this season as OKC is.
That's fair. Yeah, the Pacers play a really fun, entertaining, pass-happy, motion style of basketball, which is kind of unheard of.
That one random dude with that thick-ass mustache but like no hair or anything else cracks me the fuck up. I don't know what his name is, but every time I see him, like when they're about to take a free throw, he's in the background looking like, am I supposed to be here? Like, where do I stand? Like, where should I be at? It's so funny. Oh my God, I love this guy.
I don't know who you're talking about. That was a funny description. But also, we got to see TJ win a ring, dude. See, I would feel great about that if TJ McConnell wins a ring.
Yeah.
Did y'all see this? So I guess we can probably start to wrap this up soon. Did y'all see Podcast P and all his podcast penis he was talking about when he got stuck in the NFC Championship game celebration? I sent it to the chat a few minutes before we hopped on.
Well, I remember when that pulled up. Sort of talking about it. He
was talking about it on his pod.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have it pulled up? I think I do. I got to put the glasses back on. What is this? Can I share sound only? I think I can do that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you probably can.
Share sound. But I don't need to share a screen. How do I share sound?
If you play it through, this is one's going to be one of them edits right here.
Yeah, probably. Let me just share a screen too. Share sound. Y'all can see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear this?
Roll the window down. They like this. Yo, that's Paul George. Yo, that is Paul George. Said, yo, we could have kept Tobias. We could have kept Tobias. You gonna do this? Shout out TB. It ain't no joke at TB. It was funny, but it was like some shit you take to the heart. Like, you right. Facts. I got you.
That right there will wake your up, though. You probably woke up like, yo, what the I got to be ready for this.
I got to the crib, found the closest basketball. Yo, let me get right.
For me, that was the beauty of playing in a big city. I know it ain't going to keep me sharp no matter what. Like, I got to stay sharp. I have to.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
That's too good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Podcast penis. Yo, imagine, right? Like, imagine you see him in a car and you're like, damn, we should have kept Tobias over you. That's the ultimate sign of disrespect right there.
Brutal.
No wonder he was like, I went home. To be honest, though, do you think he actually went home and grabbed the basketball? I don't.
Nah. No.
I don't think so.
No. He went home. He went home. He said, "Let me write this shit down. Let's go for the pod real quick. Let me just fucking
Exactly. Yeah. And then did you see Tobias seen this? Then Tobias retweeted it, and Tobias was just him.
That I didn't see.
Okay, let me share my screen again. I got that pulled up too. It was this. Is this the shit? I got these goddamn glasses on. This is an inconvenience. I got to wear contacts next time we do this. So this was Tobias. After the parade, 4-27, he's smoking a cigar like he won some. Congratulations, bro. You made it to the playoffs and had a good game or two. That's your boy, Trevor. Toby Tom.
Boy.
Yeah, that's your boy.
I don't know about that.
Whatever. But anyway.
That is a wild post.
Yeah, imagine smoking a cigar because you made it to the first round and you lost.
I mean, that is some Tobias Harris shit, though, right there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that is loser energy. Oh, look at me. Yeah. I made it to the first round. I'm going to clap on my former team. It's like,
that's
whatever.
Some Giants. That's Giants on the boat with the Tims.
Yeah, that gives the same vibe. Yup.
Yeah.
Toby, man, have fun in Detroit. You have fun eating crumble cookies.
I'd rather have Quinyon Mitchell getting wasted being taken home by the cops than anybody just celebrating a playoff win or getting to the playoffs.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I just had to share that. There isn't really any other Sixers news to talk about, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think anything. Nothing till the draft, I guess.
Yeah, which is
all
still
speculation of what should they do. You know, are they keeping the pick? Are they trading the pick? Are they trading the pick and players? Are they keeping PG? Are they trading PG? Like, it's just it's the classic carousel of pick your poison throughout the week of what you want to read about of what they'll do.
Word.
All right. Well, we got anything else?
I think that's it. I think we can wrap it up.
All right. First virtual pod. Let's hope this recorded well and that we're able to show this to the masses.
Yeah, see if this actually worked. All right. Well, that'll just about do it for us here tonight, everybody. Thank you for listening and tuning in. So give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get a podcast. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Peace.
See ya.
Later.